All right, so for this video, we're going to go ahead and work on our camera. Though we do have one small issue with our animation that we want to fix first. So if I'm falling and I click run, it sticks with the run animation, doesn't transition, which that doesn't really work. I'm gonna go to my animator and go from my fall to idle transition, right? And I'm going to go ahead and actually remove all the parameters except for is falling is false. Leave it at that, and that should take care of that issue. Yeah. All right, now for the camera, we could write a script that will handle the camera movement for us, but there's gonna be a lot of math and complicated kind of program involved. And even then, it'd be kind of hard to get to some really like realistic, good looking cameras. So we're gonna use a built-in tool, rather we're going to build in a tool called the Cinemachine. So to use it, we're gonna go to Window, Package Manager, then Unity Registry, and search for Cinemachine. There we go. Go ahead and click install and wait for it to install. You'll get a green bar, it'll pop up. It might take a minute. All right, now that's installed, I can go ahead and close this. The way Cinemachine works is that we create a Cinemachine object in our hierarchy. It will attach a script to our camera and then give us a modifiable extra object in our scene. So to create those, we right click in our hierarchy, Cinemachine, targeted cameras, 2D camera. This will create the Cinemachine camera, and you'll notice a little icon that pops up on the main camera. So the main camera, it attached new scripts for the Cinemachine, which we'll leave alone for the most part. And then the Cinemachine camera, this object has a few settings we can set, though we're not going to worry about that many of them. You may notice that in the game view, you no longer can see your character, which, I mean, that's not ideal. We can fix that pretty easily though. With the Cinemachine camera object selected, we have the tracking target. We drag the player character into the tracking target. This means that the camera will follow the player. And this blue cross is only there because I had the Cinemachine object selected. If I deselect that in the hierarchy, it goes away. And now my camera follows the player. But you know, it's a little jerky. And there's a few settings we can change in here that will make this a little bit better. So first off, in the with the Cinemachine camera object selected, we have the camera distance and the camera dead zone depth. These don't apply to us because we're working in 2D. But then we have screen position. We can set it so that the camera is not facing the, with the character directly in the middle. We can change the position so that way on Y, it's, towards the bottom. So you can see more what's like above him. So I'll set the screen position on the Y to 0.1. I'll leave that alone on the X for now. We then have dead zone. So the dead zone is, well, actually, let's see what it does with that. So with dead zone off, anytime I move, no matter what I do, anytime I move, the camera will follow. And this can create some, kind of weird kind of dynamics that honestly we could make this feel a little bit better. So I'm gonna turn dead zone on, and this makes it so within the range of 0.2 on the X or 0.2 on the Y, if we stay within that range from 0 to 1, it won't, the camera won't move. So I'll press play and you can see what that looks like. All right, so here's the box. We're saying that that kind of box area, the camera doesn't move. So we can jump, it only goes up a little bit. But if I move left and right, it only moves, the camera will only move rather, once we kind of go past that point, and then it'll follow. It'll keep us there. We can adjust that if we want to. And you can see as I change the value of the numbers, the box changes size. Let's say I want to make it so when we jump, right? Our jump height. I don't want the camera to move if I'm jumping just like normal like that. So if I set the Y value to like 0.25, see what that does. Now if I just jump normally, oh, that's still not high enough. So how about 0.3? All right, so if I just jump normally, the camera isn't going to move. If I jump up though, up to a certain, if I'm jumping above a certain point rather, so I'm going from the bottom platform up, the camera will move up. So that's nice. We can also set the hard limits. So this will make it so the camera will always keep the player within a certain range, regardless of the dead zone. But we'll leave that off for now. So we have the offset, where it will adjust the offset of the camera as it follows, but leave that at 0. Damping, we might adjust later. But for now, really that value just smooths out the camera movement. So it doesn't get, jerk at a certain point. The lower value means more responsive, higher value means less responsive. I'll leave that at 1 for now. What we really want to look at is look ahead. So look ahead, this is probably best shown to you by actually like playing it. So if I increase the look ahead time all the way up, the camera moves ahead of the player as I move. This can make it so we can see further in the direction we're moving. 1's too high of a value. I'm going to go ahead and increase that to like 0.375-ish. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then with ignore Y should be on, because we don't want it to go up or down. We just want it to move left and right. As we're running across the side of the screen, from left to right, we want to be able to see further in the direction we're going. Now the camera itself isn't quite the size we want it to be. All right, now to adjust the size of our camera, with the Cinemachine selected, go to the Cinemachine camera here and lens, click on that. To expand that, we can change the orthographic size. So if I increase this, the camera will get bigger. So I think 6 probably should do it. And then if we press play, the camera will adjust in size, so we're a little further away from our player. If I increase that even more, I can make that even more different. This value is going to be one of those things that you pick what you want it to be. I think 8 might do it for me. I like the character to be a little smaller, so you can see more of the view. And I think that should do it for the camera. So now I have a functioning camera where I can, if I wanted to, build out the rest of the level and then keep playing and the camera will follow.